underhook, okay? He'd come to an underhook. Now he's short and squatty. I don't think you need to have a body type for your front headlocks, but he was short and squatty. He would get to an underhook and he would fight. He would fight for head position. That's where he felt best. He would come in here, he would club this guy, push his head, get to head position. Now, I use this even now, and everybody says, yeah, it works because you're a big guy. And you're like, okay, well watch Mike Nevinger do it, and he does the exact same thing, he's 141 pounds. So, we're here with head position. Now, we talked about his comfortness, right? Remember I said if he has this, he's gonna kind of give me a little more on the underhook. If I have head position, he's probably gonna fight me a little bit, maybe circle away from me, because he sees or feels what I'm gonna try and do. So when you get to an underhook, this needs to be, I won't say fast, but you need to have a sense of urgency. So when I get to this underhook and I have this head position, I'm going to fake my high crotch. If you sell it good enough, he will drop to the mat because he has nothing else he can do. All right? Now, when I fake my high crotch, I'm going to open this window. We talked about opening the window on our high crotch and a couple other things. I need to open this window. I'm going to dip my shoulder and open this window. All right? You teach a lot of guys fakes, and they come in here and they go, that's no fake. All right? You need to commit. A fake is I need him to believe that I am trying to attack. All right, so when I'm here, I'm gonna do everything I would on a high crotch, change my level, open that window. I'm gonna shoot here. Change my level, open that window, shot. I need to do everything the same except take that shot. All right, so when I'm here, I'm gonna open that window, take my step, change my level, and he will pull that leg back. He feels very vulnerable. Right now, he doesn't feel that vulnerable. But when I do this, he feels vulnerable. So I'm gonna come in here, fake, and pull him back down. All right? If you can get a good fake from your underhook, he will drop. He will drop to that mat. All right? But you need to sell it. And Nevinger, I mean, he'd hit this on the best guys in the country. He'd get to that underhook, and he would force, he'd put pressure in on guys, put pressure in. When he was ready to go, change your level. Open this window. When you do, that leg will fall back. When he pulls it back, it's in, out. My hand, arm come back, and most of it happens right here with the underhook. I pull down here. This kind of just guides me. A lot of the times you probably won't even touch his head before he's down on the mat, but it's coming up. And I'm pulling him down. Okay? Get to that short offense. All right? Now, one more time. Have my underhook, I fight for that head position. I'm gonna fake to that high crotch, open the window, pull out, he drops, or I snap him down. Pulling him down to that mat. Now, position, we talked about that from the beginning. Position is key. I wanna have my shoulder between his shoulder and his neck area, right here by his scapula. Shoulder pressure, and I need to be on my toes. Come up all fours. Here, putting pressure into him, and I want to be here. My ass is not up, it's not all the way in, but I've gotten pressure onto him. You need to make him carry your weight. All right, at the very least, he carries your weight. All right. When I do clinics and we go over this position, I ask kids, on all levels of wrestling, what is the #1 takedown on all levels of wrestling? Do you know?
They asked us that sport.
Who did? Nase?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. You stole my stuff.
What I show?
No. I said, what's the #1 takedown on all levels of wrestling?
Oh, spit go behind. Yeah.
Go behind, yeah. So, there you go. So, when I tell kids,
I never scored one.
No? When I tell kids, you know, I ask them, they're like, high crotch, single leg, headlock, all this kind of stuff. I say, go behind. And they're like, really? And I said, how many of your coaches make you do this drill? And when you do it, you're like, God, this is so stupid. Why am I doing this drill? This is the dumbest thing. Are we in trouble? You know, we're saying, God, making us man. And I say, guys, guess what? That right there is the #1 takedown all levels of wrestling. What you just saw. Now, it comes in all shapes, forms, and sizes, but that is the work, the footwork of your go behind. So, you know, even when I was in high school, I was like, Coach Matson, man, he's an idiot. Why the hell do we do this? And now I realize, yes, because we make our guys do this. I mean, because that's the #1 takedown in wrestling. All right, being able to cut that corner, change direction, go to your go behind. All right, so first thing that we're gonna do is, first attack is gonna be a go behind, but we need to set it up. We need to set it up in the sense of every move you hit, there's a setup involved. You hit a single leg, a double leg, high crotch, whatever. There's a setup. So why would that change with the front headlock? It should not. All right. Now this is where you're going to get 90% of the country is going to say, screw this. Way too hard. I don't want to work that hard to get a takedown. And you got the 10% who say, you know what, Mike Nevinger, I need to do this to get a takedown. And you'll see the success that they have with it. We need to put this man into motion. Now, high school guys, coaches, you can do a drill. This is a great drill. What I'm gonna do, I got pressure on him. I'm gonna be on my toes. Think of angles here, a clock. We're at 6 o'clock, I'm gonna get out to about 7 o'clock, and I'm going to pull him. All right, I'm going to get my weight off of him for a split second, and I'm gonna try and drive his face into that mat. Is it gonna happen? No, it's not gonna happen. But that's what I wanna be thinking. I'm gonna get off, I'm gonna bounce his face into the mat, then I'm gonna reapply that pressure. All right, so it looks a little like this. We'll go slow, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, pull. Back up to my feet. All right, now, I'm telling you right now, do this before you do it, you have your kids do it. Because it's way harder than it looks. That looks easy. It's extremely hard. Learning how to adjust your weight. All right, because there is a little bit of a position here where I'm dropping my knee, but look where I'm putting it behind me. I'm not putting it here. I can't pull him now, but I'm putting it here. Now, I gotta get my weight off. My weight comes off just a little bit so I can pull him down towards that mat. Now, I get back up to my feet, all right? So we circle and we bounce him. Do one more. So we're here, shoulder pressure, all right? I am grabbing the chin. Now, not just cupping that chin. You know, Mike talked about he likes to put people in pain. I don't want to say that directly because that is not good. But I want to make a man feel uncomfortable. Very, very uncomfortable. You take that however you want it. All right? So I'm never going to tell a guy to go out there and put a guy in pain, but make him very uncomfortable. All right, so my hand is not just on his chin. If you put your thumb inside like that, get that little knuckle right there. That is in right above his Adam's apple. Okay? And I'm still on the chin. I mean, I'm cupping that chin, if you want to just circle a little bit. See, I'm cupping that chin. But my knuckle is in his Adam's apple, and that doesn't feel good. All right? So, now when I snap him, you can see what that does. I'm here and I snap, it gives him a pop. But I'm still on the chin. I'm not doing anything wrong on that chin. This hand, you can keep it anywhere between his elbow and his armpit. When I'm pulling a guy, I like to have a little bit more control, so I'm going to slide up into that armpit, get a good pull. You can stay down here if you want. It might slip, but I want to keep it up high in this armpit. So I'm putting pressure. All right, my knuckle is right where it needs to be. Now my hand is on his chin, putting that pressure in. I'm going to circle, drop to my knee, pull, back up to my feet. Now I'm going to sand. All right, now, this is an area that I think every high school kid, every high school coach, college coach, youth need to focus. Because you're not going to wind up in a high crotch, double, single leg, headlock, whatever you want to say, in every match you wrestle. Not happening. You will end up in this position every single match you wrestle. So why not get good in the position you're always going to be in? Right? You will find yourself in this position every single match. Both offensively and defensively. Hopefully not the defense, but offensively, yes. All right, so let's get good in this position. So we're going to circle, we're going to pull him, and I'm going to reapply that pressure. So when I'm here, I circle, pull, reapply that pressure, he comes back up. I circle, pull, he comes back up. Circle, pull, back up, keep coming up. Circle, pull, circle, pull. Now, I can tell you, it doesn't feel good, does it? No. Most of you guys know about my career. You know, coming out of high school, I ended up going to the University of Minnesota. And some people said, bad choice, good choice. You know, it was pretty split. A lot of people thought I should have went to like an Okie State or something, just because of my offense that I had when I was in college. And one of the things that I think going to Minnesota helped me above and beyond anything else was kind of positioning and that toughness kind of mentality. And I remember when I was a freshman, when I was going on all my recruiting trips, and I'd sit there and watch practice. And I remember going to Okie State, Minnesota, and I'm like, dude, I will beat everybody's ass in this room right now when I was in high school. Well, that was not the case. And it was a big wake-up call. I remember when I finally went to Minnesota, if I took a shot, and what I used to get away with, because I was kind of, oh man, I was a man amongst boys in high school, so what I used to get away with overpowering people did not fly. So if I took a shot and I got put in a front headlock, they brutally beat me up down here. It would get to a point where they weren't trying to score. So I know this firsthand. They weren't trying to score. They were just trying to just wear me out. And it would get to a point where I'd shoot and they'd just bounce me and bounce me and bounce me. And I'd be like, shit, just get your takedown already, please. I'll try and get out. All right, because it sucks being under here. It does. So I guarantee you, if your guys pick this up, Mike Nevinger, and he did it in college, he would go out there and bounce a guy, bounce a guy, bounce a guy, and he would just walk behind him half the time. Because they don't want to work that hard. Okay? They don't want to work that hard down here. And that's what I felt it. I felt it when I went to Minnesota. They bounced me and bounced me and bounced me, and then they just walked behind me because I was so freaking dog tired just trying to hold myself up. And it requires work. That's why you don't see a lot of guys using a front headlock. They'll try one thing, go to a cradle, not there, okay, I'll just hang out. Well, shit, if you're hanging out, what do you think he's doing? He's hanging out too, he's getting a break. So we need to keep pressure on this guy. He needs to carry our weight, and we need to move him. So, circling and pulling. Now here's a drill that I'm gonna have you do. Partner, it helps both people. It focuses on the technique side of it and the conditioning side of it for the top guy. It focuses on the strength side and conditioning side for the bottom guy. All right? He needs to be on all fours. Don't sit yet, lean forward. I'm gonna do 3 motions. I'm gonna circle, I'm gonna pull. He needs to come back up to position. I'm going to put pressure into him. I'm gonna drive. You need to scoot back, no, like this. Scoot back. I put pressure, he scoots back, and then I'm gonna change direction and come the other way, and he's gonna follow me, and then I'm gonna repeat the whole process. And like I said, it's tiresome. You can put a block of time on the clock. Say, 15-second for a headlock drill, and you can build it up to whatever you want. And it's a rhythm. It's not going 100 miles an hour. There's a constant pressure and pace, but I'm gonna do it real quick. We're here, we circle, we pull. I put pressure into him. I'm gonna change direction, pull. Then I'm gonna come back, circle, pull, put pressure in. Now I'm gonna circle him. Oh, shit. So you kind of get the gist of it. So you can put a block of time on there and pick that pace up. And that's gonna help with muscle conditioning, endurance, both top and bottom, and it works on that position for that top guy. And I'm trying to keep my hips into him the entire time, making him carry my weight. If I go down on my knee, it's quick. Pop, back up, put pressure into him. Okay, you don't see me getting my butt out, my leg's getting close, all right? Putting pressure into him. So, that's an easy little drill you guys can incorporate with your front headlock. Next thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna use our front headlock.